BTS's Taehyung ignored? That was roughly the public's reaction when the rumors started to circulate. The social media world was immediately in an uproar. HYBE's name suddenly became a hot topic of conversation, not because of the brilliant achievements of its artists, but because of an allegation that made ARMY, the name for BTS fans, irritated. Is it true that an agency as big as HYBE prioritizes the debut and promotion of its new artists over the continuation of the solo project of one of BTS's members, Kim Taehyung, aka V? This issue started from various complaints from fans who felt that since the release of Taehyung's solo project some time ago, there had been no adequate promotional follow-up from the agency. There were no significant updates, no big events, even the promotional content released was minimal. In fact, as one of the most popular idols in the world, anything related to Taehyung always steals attention and has the potential to become a mega hit. However, what was seen was the opposite. The impression was that it was just being ignored, as if the project was not that important in the eyes of the agency. On the other hand, there is also speculation that HYBE is busy developing new artists under its umbrella. Rookie groups that have just debuted get maximum attention, from massive promotions, media tours, to various appearances on major entertainment shows. It is no wonder that there are dissenting voices that regret how senior artists like Taehyung, who have made great contributions to HYBE, now seem to be forgotten. Taehyung is not an ordinary artist. He is not just a member of BTS. He is a figure with a strong artistic identity. Why does his art project seem to be ignored? Said one fan on Twitter, which immediately received thousands of retweets and comments in agreement. At its peak, the hashtag number HYBERESPECTTAEHYUNG became a global trending topic. Fans called for the agency to provide fair and proper treatment for Taehyung, including continued promotions, schedule transparency, and full support for his works. Many also compared the way other agencies treat their solo artists, who are considered much more active and consistent in their promotions. But is it true that HYBE deliberately shifted its focus and resources from Taehyung to new artists? Or is this just a misunderstanding between fan expectations and the company's internal strategy? Speculation is running wild, especially since there has been no official statement from the agency that could quell the turmoil. Looking back, BTS, and Taehyung personally, are indeed one of the main reasons for HYBE's success today. It is undeniable that the foundation of this entertainment empire was built on the group's hard work and global influence. So when there are signs that one of the main pillars seems to be being neglected, it is natural that a strong reaction arises from its loyal supporters. Now the public is waiting. Will HYBE provide clarification? Is there a big strategy behind Taehyung's silence on his solo project? Or is this the beginning of internal friction between the idol and his agency? One thing is for sure, the public, and especially ARMY, will not remain silent if their idol does not get the treatment he deserves. This drama has just begun. Inevitable chaos? Netizens' anger did not only come from Taehyung's fans. Several observers of the South Korean entertainment industry also began to speak up. They assessed that this pattern is not new in the K-pop world, where agencies often focus more on projects that are considered short-term profitable, especially when it comes to debuting new artists. However, Taehyung's case is in the spotlight because it involves a big name who has made extraordinary contributions not only to the agency, but also to the Korean music industry globally. Taehyung is a rare asset. He not only has a face that sells, but also has a distinctive voice quality, high artistic taste, and unmatched visual appeal. It would be a shame if his agency did not maximize this potential, said a music critic in an interview with local media. In fact, many fans feel that HYBE's inactivity in supporting Taehyung's project has also affected his existence in the eyes of the global public. His solo album, which was initially greeted enthusiastically, slowly lost momentum due to the lack of a follow-up promotional strategy. Fans call this a form of covert neglect, not overt, but the impact is very noticeable. Silent protest that echoes. Interestingly, Taehyung himself has not commented directly on this issue. However, fans have been observant in catching subtle signals from his personal social media posts. Some of his posts are considered to have a melancholic nuance, Some even call it a form of silent protest over his agency's treatment. In K-pop culture, where artists often have to be careful about what they say, even small gestures can be big symbols for fans. This actually triggers even more sympathy and solidarity from the global army. They began to rally various forms of support, from digital campaigns, donations for advertising support, to organizing streaming parties to keep his solo songs on the music charts. HYBE under pressure. Now, HYBE is in a difficult position. On the one hand, they must continue to advance new projects for the sake of business continuity. But on the other hand, ignoring a big name like Taehyung could mean losing the trust of the fan base that has been the foundation of their success. Rumors of internal priority conflicts have also begun to emerge. Some say that several creative teams that previously worked on BTS and Taehyung's projects have now been transferred to the new artist division. If true, this could be a signal that HYBE is indeed making a major shift in focus, which not everyone in the agency fully agrees with. What will happen next? The question now is no longer just, is it true that Taehyung is being ignored? Zrania. But what will HYBE do to address this public concern? Because if left too long without explanation, the annoyance that initially only appeared on social media could transform into a wave of boycotts or real financial pressure. Many observers agree that it is time for HYBE to do some introspection. Transparency and open communication with the public are not only important, but urgent. They need to realize that the current generation of fans are not just passive spectators. They are aware of the value of the artists they support, and they demand justice and appropriate appreciation. As a member of BTS, Taehyung is not just an artist. He is a global icon. Ignoring him is the same as wasting a golden opportunity to strengthen the cultural legacy they have built together. And for the fans, they will not stop speaking out. Because for them, this is not just about an idol. It is about respect for the struggle, talent, and dreams that are worth fighting for. Will HYBE listen? Or will they remain unmoved amidst the increasingly fierce storm of criticism? We will see. But one thing is for sure, the public will not forget this easily. Global backlash, no longer a local issue. What started as a small ripple among armies has now become a major wave that has rocked the global community. In countries such as Korea to Brazil, from Japan to France, fans have begun to voice their dissatisfaction with what they perceive as management's unfairness towards Taehyung. Hashtags such as Samor Such Taehyung deserves, Better, Respect V, and Ashi HYBE Answer Yes have become trending topics on various platforms almost every week. Not only that, there has also been a cross-community fan initiative that created an international petition demanding fair treatment and transparency for Taehyung's solo project. Within days, the number of signatures reached hundreds of thousands, a clear proof that the public does not consider this a trivial issue. Foreign media have also begun to take notice. Article after article began to emerge from outlets such as Billboard, Rolling Stone, and The Guardian, highlighting the phenomenon of shadowing, or project embezzlement, experienced by senior K-pop idols by their own agencies in order to promote new artists. Too obvious contrast. Ironically, while Taehyung seemed to be frozen in his promotions, the new names from HYBE sublabels were showered with the luxury of debuting. International showcase concerts, MVs with extraordinary budgets, to aggressive media exposure, all experienced by newcomers who don't even have as strong industry credibility as Taehyung. It doesn't mean that new artists don't deserve promotions. Of course, they also have the right to full support from the agency. However, the public is asking, why is there no balance? Why should there be an impression that one party is marginalized for the sake of the other? This is not just about a sense of injustice, but about the public's collective memory of who built HYBE's name. BTS and Taehyung, as an integral part of it, have created a foundation that allows these new artists to even dream of debuting under an agency as big as this. Unfortunately, in the eyes of many fans, HYBE seems to be starting to forget its debt to history.
I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase.